quarantine time. Today I want to share with you the recipe of one of the most famous Italian dish in the world. It's perfect for family. It takes quite a long time to prepare, and it's a comfort food by excellence. I'm obviously talking about lasagne. So lasagne are not difficult, but they're composed of three main parts. One of them is the pasta, fresh pasta. The second of them is a bechamel sauce. And finally, the ragu, the bolognese sauce, as it's called internationally. The dough of fresh pasta, you sift the flour and you add the eggs in the middle. You create like a sort of a volcano with it. And you start mixing the egg with the help of a fork. That would do. Okay, my eggs escaped. I was distracted by the video. No worries, I can recover them. And start mixing them with the flour. One thing that will be important when creating the dough is not to use the tip of the fingers, but to use the palm here. So forget all the methods of using the tips like short crusts or sablé or no, only the tip. Listen, it's all gone everywhere. So I'll have the other hand as well. And I start assembling. You only need 2 ingredients. The thing that is very important is the board you use. So it should be a wooden board or a wooden table, because the best surface to make it porous. And to make it porous, you see, and to have air getting inside the dough, you have to work it with the palm of your hand and rolling it and rolling it and rolling it, getting all the crumbs around until you form a nice dough like this. And then you open it and you see it has air inside. That's good. So when it's like this, I suggest you to cover it with a bit more of flour, like this. And then you wrap it in cling film and you put it in the fridge for at least like a week. Now for the bechamel sauce, I have melted 25 grams of butter. To this, I will add equal portion 25 grams of sifted flour. And I start mixing it with the hob and the fire, no flame, with a wooden spoon. It's very important. Little by little, being careful of not creating any solid parts, and you keep on mixing it. What I will create now is and flour, and that's it. And then once you created this sort of paste called roux, you switch. So now I cooked my roux until it was golden. It's golden, well, it's falling off, but that's the idea. And then I start adding slowly 450 milliliters of milk with nutmeg. The hob is off, it's not going, there's no fire. This is a very delicate procedures, because by doing it slowly, you ensure it becomes very creamy with no lumps in it. So there are no lumps. And when you finish with the milk, you put the hob on again, and you continue cooking it until it gets to a boiling moment. Ciao! Okay, now we can start rolling down the pasta, which was for at least half an hour in the fridge. And the movement is like this. You roll it in one direction, then you turn it. You put some some flour in it as well. If you have a helper like me, it's absolutely great. You see, the dough is very elastic because of the eggs texture. And you create it and you do it on every side. And then if you continue, obviously like this, until it's very thin. Or if you prefer, you can do it with a machine if you have it at home. It's obviously, it takes a bit less time. But you can still do it. We got it? Yes! So we continued rolling with the pin. We haven't used the machine, which was possible, but I like it when it has a good layer. The importance is that when you put it against the line, I don't know if you can see it, you see the hands from the other side. Then what you do when you get to it, you continue sprinkling some flour. Yes, my assistant is very good at it. And when you think it got to the good level you wanted, you get a knife, very simple, and you cut out the pasta sheets. This is my first pasta sheet, and what I'll do, I'll boil it for 1-2 minutes in salted water. And that's the thing I will not do now because of the presence of the assistant. Hello, bye-bye. Now the assembly part, which is actually the easiest part and the funniest one.
Today we are going to make pasta.
Esatto, che pasta? What pasta?
Pasta with ragu and pasta with zucchini.
So you start with the bechamel sauce, a little bit of it, so it won't stick. Then you take 1 or 2, depends on the size of your layer of pasta. You put them down. Then you're gonna cover them again with the bechamel.
It's named bechamel and then pasta ragu.
Yes, and then we will add the Then we will add the ragu. Look how beautiful this ragu is that I cooked 2 days ago. Then you add some Parmigiano cheese.
Parmigiano cheese and then some pasta.
Yes, and then we add a second layer of pasta. And we continue like this until we're done. Then we're gonna cover them with tin foil and then put it in the oven, 180 degrees covered for at least half an hour. Then you uncover it and you continue with grill mode for 15 minutes. Well, I hope you'll enjoy the lasagne. And come si dice, Olimpia? Bye!